Well, developing tonight, we are seeing new reporting detailing a private conference call the president held with staffers after the recent Supreme Court decision saving Obamacare. On the call, the president reportedly celebrated his record of transforming America on everything from health care to normalizing relations with Cuba. Considered Charles Krauthammer unsurprised. In 2012, just prior to the president's reelection, Charles wrote, quote, "An Obama second term means that the movement toward European-style social democracy continues, in part by legislation, in part by executive decree. The American experiment, the more individualistic, energetic, innovative, risk-taking model of democratic governance, continues to recede, yielding to the supervised life of the entitlement state." Charles Krauthammer is a Fox News contributor and author of the book Things That Matter, which is now out in paperback with a new section on the age of Obama. Charles, good to see you. And you called it because you said that Barack Obama wanted to be a president like Ronald Reagan, not in his policies, but in his legacy. And today, he appears to have declared victory on that front. Is he right?
No, he's not right, but I think he's had this ambition. When he was running in 2008, he said that Reagan was consequential in a way that a Nixon or a Clinton was not. And what he meant is that Reagan ended 50 years of a liberal ascendancy in the country. Within 10 minutes of his swearing in, Reagan declares the government is not the solution to the problem, government is the problem, which is a complete overturning of the whole idea of the New Deal. And then he succeeds. And as a result, what Reagan did and what Obama aspired that he could do in the reverse, Reagan brought in a 30-year conservative ascendancy. The proof of that, in 1996, his Democratic successor, Bill Clinton, declares, State of the Union address, the era of big government is over. When the other guys are repeating your political philosophy, then you've achieved a change in the trajectory of the country. Obama has always seen himself as the man whose presidency ushers in the return of the liberal ascendancy and the end of the conservative time, the conservative dominance that Reagan had brought in. It's a little bit early to be declaring it because the reason that Reagan ushered in this era is because his policy succeeded. Obama has this illusion that history has blessed his policies with success, and therefore the new dominant Obama-esque era is beginning. But history will tell, and surely in the foreign policy area, where he thinks opening to Cuba and appeasing Iran is of the stature of Reagan bringing an end to the Cold War, is delusional. Reagan defeated the Soviets, whereas Obama has accommodated and capitulated to Cuba and Iran. That's not hard to do if you want to give away the store, but it's not historic in the sense of anything beneficial.
What do you make of his comment? Because he also reportedly said that the reason the country needs Hillary Clinton is the same reason Reagan needed Bush 41, to continue the enactment of his policies and make sure that they survive. Is the next election that consequential? Or can his policies be reversed by a Republican president?
Well, I think that's exactly why he thinks it's so important that he have a Democratic successor. Look, the main thing he did, the thing that's in legislation, the thing that could outlive him is Obamacare. It is the most sweeping piece of legislation, social legislation in a generation. And were it to continue and succeed, it would be indeed historic. It will not succeed if a Republican wins the White House. It will be somehow changed radically or abolished and surely replaced. And all the other stuff he's done, like immigration, the change in the drug laws, by executive order and by regulation, that will be swept away within the first week if the Republicans win the presidency in 2017. So it's that's why he needs a Hillary to succeed him.
What do you make of he took a shot at the GOP field today as well and talked about how voters are going to hear, let me get the term right, a lot of misinformation as these Republican candidates deny the progress made and, quote, make stuff up. He's going after the GOPers as potential liars. Your thoughts on it? I'm
impressed by the sophistication of the rhetoric. I mean, this is Lincoln-esque. They make stuff up. Look, he's obviously trying to preemptively protect his legacy, but it won't be up to him. It'll be history that determines whether Obamacare has succeeded and whether any of his initiatives abroad, which even Jimmy Carter has said has brought us less respect everywhere in the world are going to succeed. So he's a hostage to history, not to proclaiming his own legacy.
It's interesting to hear this president, you know, if you like your plan, you can keep your plan. We didn't touch those Benghazi talking points at all. You know, not a smidgen of corruption. Talk about people making things up. You know, it's tough to hold the office he's held for as many years as he had and cast that stone. Charles, great to see you.
Take care. Thank you.